Hey everybody, welcome to Adventures with Peps. Woo! There you go. That's what we're painting today. We are painting Bishop from Aliens, Another Glorious Day in the Marine Corps by Gale Force 9. I'm going to read about Bishop like I always do whilst you can watch me paint. Hope you enjoy this new format that I'm doing. I prefer to tell the stories than actually talk about the painting. Makes my videos last a little bit longer as well, just a little bit. And makes it more interesting for me. So this is the format I will be carrying into 2025. So let's dive in. Lance Bishop was a Hyperdyne Corporation model 341B synthetic technician with the United States Colonial Marine Corps. He was assigned to 2nd Battalion Bravo Team. He served as executive officer aboard the USS Sulaco, and as such was part of the combat unit deployed to LV 426 to help investigate the sudden loss of contact with the colony of Hadley's Hope. He was involved in combat in the Xenomorph infestation at the colony. As a technician, Bishop was not part of the squad's combat personnel, although he used his non-combat skills to aid in the escape of the survivors from the colony. He survived the incident along with Ellen Ripley, Corporal Hicks and Rebecca Jorden, although he was seriously damaged and later deactivated at his own request. Ooh. Now, I love this character. He is a great little character in the movie. He gets torn to crap by the Queen towards the end, and ultimately in the terrible third movie, he requests to be utterly shut down. There is a novel about him as well. It's a great book. It makes you believe it's Bishop in the story, but whether it's actually meant to be canon or not, I have no idea, so I'm not going to go over that too much. But that book is called Aliens Bishop. It has a beautiful cover on it. It's like a robotic hand holding the Queen's tail, and it was done by Titan Books, which have produced some amazing alien novels over the year. It is a direct sequel to Aliens and Aliens 3, obviously the games as well. The plot of that book is Bishop has been brought back, even though he requested to be fully shut down. His creators had other plans, and they want to raid his brain for the knowledge stored on the Xenomorph species, and they hope that bringing him back to life will allow that to happen. It is a good story, don't get me wrong. It's just one we didn't really need, in my opinion. Once again, it's kind of cashing in on the name Bishop and the character. Of course he's beloved. Of course you put his name on a book, it's gonna sell. They did the same thing with Vasquez. I really hope they're not going to do it with all the characters from the Aliens movie. I think that'd be really disappointing if they do. There's a massive galaxy to explore. I want them to explore everything else now. We've done Aliens. It was a wonderful film. It set me on a path with sci-fi that I never expected to go down. And I love the miniatures. I love the game. But I want stories from elsewhere. I want to learn more about Seeks and Industries. I believe that's how it's pronounced, from Alien Isolation. They appear in a couple of the books. I'd like to learn about the other worlds that are taking over the galaxy. The other, like, what's Russia up to? What's Japan up to? What are all these other organizations up to in space? How is the Xenomorph affecting them? I want more of that. I want more in-depth stuff. I don't want us to have a Hicks book. I don't want a Newt book. A Newt book could be fun if it's about the colony, but we kind of have a lot of that as well already, so I don't think there's a need for anything like that. I just want them to start branching out, start showing off more of the galaxy. Don't always fall back on stuff that you know will just sell because you've put the name Bishop on it, or Vasquez, or Hudson. Like, explore other stuff. Obviously you could reference them, but it doesn't always have to be about that film and those characters. Widen your experience as Titan. Show us more of the galaxy. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling. I think I've been yapping on now for 5 minutes. Let's actually get to the painting. So as you can see, I fully primed the model white, which is quite rare for me. Painted the base black because it's going to be metal at the end of the day. And I dived straight in with a nice dark blue speed paint to represent his coveralls. I know in the movies they're a little bit lighter than what I've gone with, but it was the paint I had on hand. And I'm cheap. I'm not going to go out and buy the exact paint that I need when I have good enough paint at home. So I hit it all over. Very simple step. I then moved on to red, which I used to pick out some markings on his trainers. Now, luckily, only one of the two models has trainers, as the other one has been ripped in half. So that made it super easy to get those details down. I also hit it with a grey wash on his little palm tablet. I might pick out the screen later. I probably won't though. At the end of the day, this is a board game character model. It's not going to go off to win awards. It just needs to look great in photos and allow me to play the game. And then as you can see, I'm now currently on the Reikland flesh shade. Just picking out his skin tone. I'm going to make sure that his ripped in half version of him is a lot paler than his perfectly healthy version of him. I want it to show that he has been battle damaged. So he's going to definitely look a bit paler on the one that's got gunk falling out of him. With the flesh tones done, I moved on to his hair now. I initially thought hardened leather would give me a nice brown colour for his hair. I had no plans of using leather anywhere else on the model, so using it on his hair didn't worry me. But as I started painting it on, and especially when it dried, he kind of looked like Conan O'Brien. It was too much of a redness to it, if that makes sense. This is a very red brown. That makes no sense, but I think you understand what I'm saying. He looks ginger almost, and that's not the character, so I will later on go over that with a darker brown. I think I'll end up using dark wood, but it's just one of those things. You have to you try something, it doesn't work, you work out how to fix it later. But yeah, this color did not work. That was a wrong choice. With the model dry, I grabbed the dark wood. It had to be fixed. He just looks ginger, and that's not the effect I wanted. So yeah, I'm going to use dark wood. Plus side is, because I now have that base coat down, he does get a nice highlight on his hair at the end of the day, which I quite like. That little reddish brown does show through this darker wash. So I'm very happy with the final effect. It's one of those lucky mistakes. I assume we've all done it, where you're doing something, it goes wrong, you fix it, and it actually creates something that you wouldn't have got if you'd have done it correctly. So I'm happy with the final result. I then grabbed the Grim Black. This is very quick, very easy step. Basically picking out his watch, his belt buckle. There's not much else to him. He has very little black on him, to be honest. I also have very little black on my paintbrush, so we need to reload. I'm gonna hit the belt buckle first because I may have over dipped my brush this time around. I'm just gonna pick out that belt, pick out his watch, and we haven't got much left to do on this model. Like I said, I'm not going above and beyond. I want this tabletop ready like the other figures. I want to be able to play a game. I'm sneaking closer to that goal. I've still got so many Marines to paint. Turns out paint Marines is a bit dull for me. They're all the same. I don't want to batch paint them because obviously they are all slightly different. But at the same time, I'm not a military Marine painter. I'm so glad I never took on the Imperial Guard or anything like that. I think painting their uniforms would have driven me crazy. With the black dry, the last step is to paint the Holy White down, and we are using that on his android goop. I think that's the technical term. We are just going to slap it down all over this white area. I'll also put some metallics on his base to pick out the floor grid, but I think you get that we are reaching the end of this, so I am going to probably hit us up with some glamour shots. I do appreciate stopping by. I know this time of year is chaotic and crazy, So if you've given me the time of day and shown 8 minutes of love, I truly appreciate you all, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas. I'll probably have a few more videos out before the actual deadline, but in case you don't stop by again, I do wish you all a Merry Christmas. And if you want to show a bit of love, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that good stuff, and I will catch you all very soon in another Aliens video. Cheers for watching. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and then go watch this one up here. Give it a click. Bye bye.